Hello again, Gem Hidden Jaja Gabors. Welcome to another quick tips video where we are covering the hidden gems of weapons, at least that in my personal opinion. And also, once again, I'd like to invite you to include in your comments any wing diver weapons that you think are not used very often but you like a lot. I already covered Ranger, so we're going to do wing diver this time. For wing diver, there is quite a few weapons that I like that I don't think are used quite a bit. Let's get started with, first of all, the first column here, and that would be the spark whips. I don't like all the spark whips, and I think if you use some of the spark whips that weren't the specific ones I'm talking about, you may have thought they were pretty bad. But I like the ones that are a wide pattern for crowd control, such as level 44 and level 67. Both of these have a wide spread. This one, level 44, only has a three burst spread, or not a 3 burst, but a 3 wide spread. Whereas the 67 here, this one has a 5 spread, which is a little bit better in my opinion. But they're both, I enjoy both of them. And you can usually use this on, like later hard missions or hardest missions, even low-level infernal missions. But this weapon is very good for crowd control. It has a magazine, which I like also, because that allows you to, say you want to take a very expensive energy-costing weapon, such as a plasma blaster, like one of these plasma cannons or something like that costs more energy, or a sniper, or whatever you'd have. This is a good weapon to like, if you're getting low on energy, using that weapon, you can switch back to this weapon. You have a magazine, and you can fire with it and just protect yourself from crowds. So, very cool weapon. I definitely recommend giving it a try. Like I said, level 44 or 67. And also, for those of us who miss using the laser, I also want to suggest, oh yeah, sorry, before I move on, there's also a very, very, very good DLC spark weapon that is going to come later on for you guys, and definitely keep an eye out for that thing. It's a wider spread, it shoots even faster, and it's pretty strong, so definitely keep an eye out for that. And now, as far as the lasers, for those of us who miss using the lasers, there's one laser I tend to go back to quite a bit that I enjoy, and that would be, let's see, level 59. This is actually a very good laser. The damage is pretty good. This thing does 6,120 DPS, which is a lot for level 59. And like I said, it shoots in a 3-way pattern. So once again, I like to use this for crowds. And it's a pretty decent sized magazine. The energy cost is it's average, but it's not terrible. But I think you'll find that this weapon doesn't feel too bad on missions that suggest weapon limits, around 59. So let's give that weapon a try as well. And also once again, I want to recommend keep an eye out for the laser that comes in from DLC, because the laser from the DLC is very strong and it's very good. The thing with the lasers though this time is, as you'll notice, as it gets weaker as you fire, you will have to find yourself reloading this laser when you get to about half magazine. But regardless, I still find myself using it on crowd missions, like where there's a lot of crowd enemies rushing after you. So let's give those two a try here. I'll just take any energy core here, and let's use this mission, because I think it's pretty good, and show these crowd control weapons off. I really like magazine weapons still quite a bit. The ones where it's traditional, where you can just fire them, and then when you need to reload, you can reload. But I think you'll find, I'm playing online too, so this is going to be worst case scenario of how it'll feel against enemies. But like I said, even when I'm playing online, it feels fine. My health isn't the greatest on my wing diver yet, but it's fine. Of course, they're going to rush after them, which are 50 meters further away than I am. But as you can see, it clears enemies, even on, online by myself. And it's nice, like I said, having a magazine, and just good to stun lock enemies and crowds in general. I think you'll find it's pretty strong, and it shoots relatively fast. And like I said, it's good for stunning. It's great on greens as well. If you ever have a mission with green ants chasing you, you can stun them and kill them really quickly. Let me restart to use the other one because I pulled too many enemies. And now let's use the laser. The laser I like this time around compared to 4.1 because it shoots in a much tighter spread than the previous tri-way laser. But as you can see, relatively, it's wide enough to control crowds, but not too wide to where it's useless. Like I said, you have to reload about half magazine. The benefit of the long reload is that it won't take as much energy for you as you're using it. You'll feel like it doesn't take as much for you because it reloads over time, so you're constantly regenerating over time. So let's just pull these enemies over here and fight the crowds here as they get closer. But like I said, I think you'll find that this weapon is strong enough to kill enemies on online mode. I mean, especially, oh my goodness, nice job, Frog. You look at that. He cheered. He earned that one. Yeah, my health isn't the greatest, like I said, but I want to show this off. And the range isn't terrible either on this thing. I think it's like 168, something like that, 170. But you know, it's not too bad. I kind of like it for a laser, for crowd control. And I think it's strong enough for the most part to kill enemies. So, I mean, it's not the greatest, but I think it's good enough. And I like I said, I like lasers, and I like reloadable. You know, whether there's a magazine to the weapon. So I find myself using this. But like I said, you're gonna have to reload at half magazine, unfortunately. But yeah, definitely, I'd recommend giving this one a try as well. I think it's pretty fun and decent. So those are those two weapons. Let's go back and do two more weapons now. Now on to sniper rifles. Now I would like to suggest also the see if I have it on the English version. Hopefully I do. Pretty sure I did. Yeah, the level 36 Rajan. This thing is very strong on Inferno as well. I like that it costs decently low amount of energy cost, and it does 15,288 maxed damage. And it's just a very good sniper rifle in general. I mean, you can also use it, of course, on level 36. Or the thing with this is you can use it on any difficulty that, you know, 36 or higher for the weapon limits, and I think you'll still find that it's useful. I do like how it can be used on Inferno as well, kind of like her plasma launcher, level 15, where you can use it on the level itself or on, you know, later missions where it's where it won't cost as much energy for you to charge it up. And if you have a larger energy core, then you're going to find yourself being able to charge this up and not overheat, which is kind of a positive. So I definitely recommend using this mission, or this sniper, on higher level missions as well. And then the other one I want to recommend is a plasma launcher. Now, the thing with the plasma launchers is, you know, the most famous ones are the level 15, which is ridiculous damage for its level, and also you can use it on Inferno. I mean, most people know about this one, and then level 55, which I don't have, is also a very popular one. It does 22,000 damage, and it has a very large energy charge. But there's another plasma launcher that I like that isn't too popular, I don't think, and that would be the level 69. I usually don't like the burst cannons, the ones that shoot like more than one shot out of a plasma cannon, but the reason I think this one is good and it's overlooked is because people have bad experiences with the ones that shoot, you know, 1, 2, 3 shots, and you're kind of stuck in the animation. But this one is different in that it shoots very, very fast, so it's almost like an instant one-shot. And then on top of that, it has a very large blast. So this thing has a, let's look here, it's in the low 20s meter blast. And it does over 6k damage when all 4 shots land. So mine's not maxed out, of course, but when it is maxed out, the stats are somewhere around there. And the energy cost isn't that bad. It's about, I think it's 300 even, or a little bit lower if it's maxed out. So I definitely recommend giving this thing a try, just because of how strong it is and how fast it shoots and the blast size. So let me go ahead and raise the emission here so I can actually take it. See, 69 I think it was, so let's use it on a mission that I can actually use it on some enemies here. Let's use it on this one, it's fine. Alright, and then let's switch to it now here. Level 69 here. And then plasma core 71, that's fine. Okay, yeah, I'm still trying to unlock everything on English version. I was going to do it in the Japanese version, but I figured I know most people want it in the English version, so even though mine aren't the best examples here because they're not maxed, I think they're good enough to show off what I'm trying to show. So the plasma cannon here, as you'll see, it shoots extremely fast, and it shoots straight too. Mine is not maxed out, so the accuracy isn't there, but it will shoot in a straight line as well when it is maxed out. But huge blast, high damage, and I think it's pretty good for its level. So I definitely recommend giving this thing a try. Like I said, I hate the burst plasma cannons, but this one I actually enjoy, and I think maybe people don't know about this one as much because of the fact that the burst cannons don't seem very enjoyable to use because you're being stuck in the animation. And then of course the Rajin sniper rifles, they're good this time, or they're good because of the damage, but the only thing negative about them is the range. I think they're about 600 meter range if I remember correctly. So I mean it's kind of low for a sniper, but the thing is it does so much damage and you can charge it up ahead of time that it kind of makes up for that. I only used half my energy there, that's not too bad. On hardest here. No, Inferno? I don't know if I have it on hardest or Inferno, but regardless, like I said, because it's a low level one, you can charge it up and not overheat, which is another positive to this sniper. So you can be a little bit more mobile with it rather than having to charge yourself, overheat, finish charging it, and then go in and attack. So, but very high damage and nice burst damage. And for a sniper, you know, 600 meters. Like, of course, you know, if you want to do burst damage, from closer range, then you probably want to take a Dragoon Lance. But if you need to stay away, you know, 600 meters or whatever away, then you probably want to take the Rajin. I've called this thing a Rajin for so long, but I think Rajin makes more sense. But I don't know. Rajin, who cares? But yeah, those are those two weapons. Now let's move on to the next two that I recommend. Now, this one is a little bit of a niche thing. You're not going to find yourself using this a lot, but I will say that to keep an eye out for this weapon because it is interesting and I think you can incorporate to some strategies. And that would be the, where is it? The level 21 Ghost Chaser. Now, I think I recommended this on another video way back, but I wanted to recommend it because it's not too well. It's not too much used, of course, but I think there's certain time and place for this weapon on Inferno or hardest, or I'm not sure if even hard, honestly. I mean, you can use it on hard as well. The problem with the Ghost Chasers have always been they shoot your feet, and because they have a blast radius, the best Ghost Chaser, if you're not like staying over the edge of a building, or if you're not flying with it, it'll knock you down and it gets frustrating to use. So I don't really find myself using this one too much. However, the level 14 one does not knock you down unless you are looking really low to the ground. Like you can use this thing and not knock yourself down too easily. And it has a good range. And the situations I would use this weapon in is mainly to knock down enemies. Like for example, if you are trying to help your team out and there's a bunch of tadpoles charging you in the air, you can use this thing like in a burst fire mode. Just kind of tap the trigger and just use it to knock down all the tadpoles that are flying at you to keep them from dive bombing you. You can use it in that situation. You can even knock down wasps with this thing. You can knock down a bunch of spiders with this thing if you want to. I think those kind of situations you can use it in, and because it's such a low level, if you use this thing on Inferno or hardest, you're going to find yourself not overheating with it, and you can use it as just like a crowd control for those certain specific situations. So I would say, you know, maybe think about it in some missions, maybe to give it a try and see if it can be useful, especially for tadpoles. I think it'd be the most useful situation. And then the next thing I want to recommend is once again in the ranged weapon category, and that would be plasma cannons. Now, like I said before, most people think of plasma cannons, they think of the level 15 and they think of the level 55, and that's what I was doing for the longest time. That was the only two plasma cannons I was using in the game because they just seemed so good. But I would also recommend the plasma big cannons. Now, whenever you see a plasma big cannon and it's usable for that difficulty, like the level 10 one, I would recommend using it on hard, at least the lower part of hard, or also the level, let's see, I wrote these things down, level 52. I've been using this one on hardest and low level Inferno, and this thing is amazing. It's got a low energy cost, it's got a huge blast radius, and it's got a very good damage, enough to one-shot most enemies, the small enemies, like, you know, spiders, ants, so forth. So I've been finding myself using this plasma cannon on hardest instead of the level 55 or instead of the level 15, just because of, like I said, its ability to one-shot and its huge blast radius. So plasma big cannon, I definitely recommend level 52 and level 10 for the respective difficulties, because I think you'll find that they're very strong for their levels and their energy cost is very low for their levels, just for how much damage they do. And it just doesn't make sense. Like, I was playing on hard with this particular level 10 cannon, and the thing has over 20 meter blast for a level 10 weapon, such a huge blast and it's such a low energy cost. Like it just seems so strong for the levels that they're in. So definitely give those a try. I'll take the level 52 here and the Ghost Chaser. Yeah, I have the Ghost Chaser. So let's see. See, mine isn't maxed out yet, but the damage isn't terrible on mine, and it still has a 20-meter blast. But I guess we can give it a try because of it's got enough damage, I think, to show what I'm trying to show here. But like I said, once again, I'm playing online just to show that these weapons are viable online as well. That's all I've been playing. I actually don't play offline, so these things I've noticed through playing online. But here, I'm gonna charge this thing up. As you can see, very cheap charge, which is ridiculous. And it's got a nice green look to it. It does shoot faster than that too, I believe, when you level it up. That's the cool thing about the level system, in my opinion, that, you know, your favorite weapon can get stronger and stronger, and it gets even more, you know, more exciting to use it next time. But let's see if mine's enough to one-shot on online by myself. Yeah, it is. I think. Didn't they die? Why did that one not die? But no, I guess it. Okay, I guess mine wasn't quite strong enough yet to one-shot them. But at least with 4 people online by myself here. But when I was playing online with my friend, 2-player, it was enough to one-shot. I think I'm on Inferno though, which is another reason why it's probably not one-shotting. But anyway, yeah, like I said, I found this thing one-shotting ants, one-shotting spiders on the difficulty that it recommends to use this weapon. So definitely I recommend giving the big cannons a shot. They're definitely strong and very cheap is another thing that's cool. Like I had a 200% energy core and I was just firing this thing back to back to back to back underground. It was so fun. But now let's go to a tadpole level really quick, I think. I'm not sure if I can necessarily show this too easily. Yeah, I am on Inferno, aren't I? Yeah, that's probably why it wasn't one-shotting. Let's see. Let's select a mission that has tadpoles, I think. Here we go. Incoming Larva. I'm pretty sure this is it. Those pictures, though. Amazing pictures.
We've discovered
yep.
a winged alien.
We have to protect the citizens.
This thing shoots very fast, very accurate, and it's explosive, so it knocks down anything that it hits, if it can be knocked down. So it knocks down tadpoles, it knocks down wasps, it knocks down spiders. So it can be useful on missions where there is a lot of tadpoles, just so where you can constantly knock them down so they can't dive bomb you, and then someone else can kill them with their barrage or kill them with the strafe plan or whatever. But I think you'll find that it makes it a little bit safer to use, safer to fight these tadpoles if you are using this. And plus you can fire this thing, you know, very, very fast, constantly get new targets and knock them all down. So yeah, like I said, I would give it a try on certain missions if you're coordinated with someone else, because unfortunately the damage is enough to where it can kill enemies quickly, even with the 200%, but it is strong enough to stun lock and knock them down, and then your other team can finish them off. So, and now last of all, I want to talk about the last thing I want to recommend for Wing Diver is special grenades. Now, I don't necessarily have a specific special grenade in mind because they're all pretty good for their own situation, but I just want to recommend this to you because, like I said, in the previous EDF game, if an enemy flew into her special grenade, it killed it. So therefore it would be worthless and you wasted your energy, you wasted 60 seconds of the reload time, and just most people wouldn't take the special grenades because of that fact. They could get destroyed so easily, and plus they were weak. But now they're strong and they will not get destroyed. So I definitely recommend all of them for their own purposes, like the Heaven's Gate 10 or any of the Heaven's Gate. You can use it as like a satellite blaster. You can go up, fly above a pillar, and just tap the trigger, and it'll throw all 10 beams on top of a pillar to kill a pillar for you. You can use it underground. Let me take 2 of these for a good example. I was using these the other day. The air to surface diffuser, which is one of my favorites, and then of course the homing grenades. Don't forget about, of course, the homing grenades are amazing as well. But Heaven's Gate 10 I was using as well. So let's go ahead and use that. And then, like I said, if you want to, you can also take a 200% weapon charge speed core as well if you're going underground. And I was just using two grenades and a core, a 200% core, and I was just using that to fight underground. I guess we can take even let me take the higher level versions then, because air to surface, and I think I have the best one. Heaven's Gate 10, yeah, I do. Let's take this underground really quickly and show this off. Because you'll have them up very fast, especially if they're leveled up. You have them up very fast, and you'll be able to just lock off caverns. Let's see, what would be a good one to take? I guess reclaiming the base would be good. But yeah, like I said, with the 200%, you'll actually have these up before they even run out, so you can constantly have them out, even 2 at a time, and you can just use it to block off entrances, which is pretty fun. Of course, you can use it above ground too. The air-to-surface one's pretty good because it has a good range. You can throw it up really high, and it'll just rain down at a bunch of enemies. Heaven's Gate, like I said, is good for taking out specific enemies. I don't use the Heaven's Gate too much on crowd enemies, but I do use it on pillars, and I use it underground. The homing one, of course, I use above ground almost, quite a bit. Very good. But as you can see, I can throw these out, and it'll just make like a wall, which you can throw in tunnels and just block the entrance for people. And I really like that one because it does splash damage, and it's kind of cool how it just stuns off what's it called? It locks off tunnels for you. So, and plus I already have the Heaven's Gate up already. Look at that, it's crazy. And look at, I have this other one on back up too with the 200%. So you can constantly spam these, which is kind of fun. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. These guys are alright though. The thing is, I can't get close enough, can I yet? I mean, I don't need to show the enemies coming out, I guess, but oh my goodness, the humanity. Okay, come on guys. Open the door so I don't feel so bad. Why aren't they? Maybe because I was stunning them so badly.
Opening.
Opening. Oh my goodness, that was a mistake. Yeah, you do want to be careful with the Heaven's Gate because it does bounce, as you can see. But yeah, I did it. That was a perfect example there, of course. But it's relatively strong, and it's good for closing off. Of course, if I would have thrown it better, it would have been better. But yeah, I messed up. I think I'm dead here now, though, because of the fact that I didn't throw it well. But yeah, you definitely want to throw the one really high. That one I just threw right there. You want to throw it high because of just the splash. But yeah, I think that was like the perfect example of how to use it perfectly. So yeah, I think I don't need to redo that again. That was perfect. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Those are the weapons I wanted to recommend. Specifically, like I said, please mention in the comments your favorite winged diver weapons. They don't seem to get used a lot, and I didn't want to cover the the best weapons because I think most people know about the Dragoon Lance, so strong, and the burst lances. What do they call it? Yeah, what are those things called actually? One of my favorite, the triple lance, of course, twin lance. Any of those are amazing, of course, this time around. And what else is pretty much like Stardust Cannon. I didn't want to mention because those I think most people know about. I was just trying to mention weapons that people don't know about. The Geist, of course, is amazing. But anyway, yeah, that's all I'm gonna have on this video. So once again, thanks a lot for watching, and remember, EDF doesn't leave a man behind, ever. And if you're interested in ways to support the channel, please consider liking the video or watching a few ads, as it does support financially, and it's very much appreciated. Thanks a lot.